Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a 737 pilot and a member of PMDG's tech team. Today we will look into the go-around procedure in the IniBuilds A310. Quite a couple of you have asked me for this video as well as the non-precision approach video, which is going to follow suit very shortly. So, the standard go-around procedure. I could tell you everything about it, but let's first have a look into the product manual, and here it is. So, go-around. To initiate a go-around simultaneously called go-around flaps, press the go lever, which is the bottom left screw on the SCU in the simulation, so this one just over here. And then we will go ahead and follow through on the thrust levers if auto throttle is armed, otherwise advance to go-around thrust manually. Rotation performed, smoothly rotate the aircraft to achieve a positive rate of climb and establish the required pitch attitude as directed by the SRS command bar. That refers to the vertical bar in the flight director. Sorry, to the horizontal bar, of course, to the one that's moving vertically. That. Our flaps, retract one step up and announce the new position. FMA, check thrust and go-around modes. Positive climb and announce, and then retract the landing gear. Now for heading mode, select, and at the thrust reduction altitude, check symmetrical retard movement on the thrust levers, and check that CL is indicated on the thrust rating panel. At the acceleration altitude, we go to level change and confirm appropriate speed selection. So that is pretty much our go-around procedure. What's important to note here is that unlike, for example, in the 737, where we have a single flap setting for go-around, provided we don't have an engine failure, in the A310 we will basically just reduce it by a single notch. So if we are doing a flap 30 and 40 landing, as we have planned to do right now, we're going to reduce it to the 2020 setting. And if we've done a 2020 approach, we're going to reduce it to the 15-15 setting. Which, by the way, is standard Airbus go-around procedure, so in pretty much any Airbus you will encounter, you will just retract the flaps by one notch. So that is pretty much the entire procedure. To review the most important points, let's do it like this. We'll call go around, we hit the toga button up here, we observe thrust and go around indicated on the FMAs, and we retract the flaps one notch. When the rate of climb is indicating positive on both the altimeter and the vertical speed indicator, we're going to retract the landing gear, and then we will initially only follow the SRS command bar until we have achieved the acceleration altitude, which in our case is going to be 1,000 feet above the field elevation. So 1,000 feet above field elevation in our case is going to be 1,300 feet. Also make sure that you have an appropriate lateral control mode, so either heading select or navigation mode. And in our case, we will try to use navigation, but the A310 had a couple of problems actually following it, so that's why I might as well just use heading select mode in order to assure a proper flight path. When that bug is fixed, then hopefully the navigation mode will provide proper guidance for us as well. Most certainly in real life we would try to use nav mode as much as possible versus the heading select mode. Let's have a quick look into the FMC for our missed approach procedure then. We are approaching Cologne, runway 14 left, and the missed approach is straight ahead to 2.8 DME from KBO or 2,000 feet, whichever is later. Then we make a left-hand turn to Wipper VOR, climbing to an altitude of 3,000 feet. And that is the summary of the approach that we are going to do just now. So we're about to intercept the ILS, land mode is armed, and since we are definitely flying this approach all the way down to a minimum visibility, let's put the second autopilot on as well. Reported RVR on this approach 550 meters, with clouds overcast at 200 feet. So overall, we're looking at a typical wintry weather condition, and we can see that low-lying cloud base already. So, glide slope is approaching, flaps 15, we'll start to configure the airplane just now. Okay, here we are, established on the final approach. Landing gear is down, flaps are down, and we are now basically just sitting here trying to spot our landing runway. As we can see though, at the moment, nothing in sight yet. Approaching minimum. Minimum, go around, flaps. So, thrust, go around, and retracting the flaps 1 notch. Positive rate, gear up. Let's use heading select mode initially. Heading cell. We accelerate all the way to the acceleration altitude, which is 1,300 feet as we said. So now, and level change. Buck up. Can get that from down here. Clean speed, 206 knots. So let's use a tiny bit more than this. 210 is good. Okay, accelerating above the F speed, so flaps 0. Like this. And we have Alt Star. Slat 0. And sure, we are meeting the navigation requirements. And ensure the airplane is actually doing what it's supposed to do. Like, I've noticed this behavior with the 310 a few times, that it goes to Alt Star and just levels off too low, or actually starts descending. In that case, unfortunately, only disconnecting the autopilot helps. So that's something that the developers might need to take care of with a future update. Okay, so, into nav mode. And we can follow our missed approach procedure. And that is pretty much all there is to the go-around in the A310. When that is completed, we are going to read the after takeoff checklist, and while we are flying our routing to the missed approach phase, that basically concludes our tutorial. I would like to thank everyone for being with us today. Hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm very much looking forward to welcome you all again on the next one. Until then, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really want to support me, you can do it through the Buy Me Coffee link that you can find in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.